man, I hate this Sonic matchup, and Sonic loves fighting Steve, at least me personally. So, I mean, now's your chance to prove it. The first time wasn't so much, and I think it's a testament to your patience. It's going to be a very, very slow matchup. So everybody, grab some popcorn, do whatever you need to do, because it's all going to be about the mentality that comes in, the decision-making from both of these characters that's going to expose each other, because whoever has that lead is probably going to win the game.
I would have to imagine so. I think Raph certainly had that idea in the last set versus Icy Mist and applied it thoroughly, but, you know, the patience needed to fight a top-level Samus, you know what I'm saying? It's not the same level of patience you need to deal with the Steve player right here of this caliber. So let's see how it all unfolds. I mean, again, Raph right now kind of coming in hot. You know, again, they have the physical mobility to get above and up underneath these blocks, but you're still right now in the deficit, and you can't overextend at all. Pocket has the lead, and they know, okay, you got the deficit. You're probably going to try to come in and swing big. I got my craft table on lock. I got my gold and my diamond. You don't want to be on the receiving end of any of this. No down there this time. That right there spelled trouble for Raph the last time they played.
Man, I want to see a little bit more of like some Sonic 2-3 platforming, okay, action, because this is not going to be about how to hit Steve. Sonic has never been the kind of character that's going to be really rushed down in your face, but more of the bait punish. That perfect spacing we saw against Icy Mist is going to be the toolkit that is needed to be in this matchup, and I think this stage specifically is something that, I don't know, isn't really the best case in this matchup for Sonic himself. These platforms are going to really benefit Steve, where he can stay down in his house. He doesn't like those hedgehogs. That's okay. He doesn't have to associate, and that's what's making it so hard, and hopefully Raph here can keep up this pace in the second half of his song.
So I'm disassociating right here, man. I'm getting myself some space, and I'm using every one of my tools in my kit right here to keep Raph at bay. I know it's certainly a daunting task. Again, Raph is being as gifted of a player as they are, but Pocket said if there's most certainly a will, there is a way. Sonic, of course, not having those recovery options either. You know, again, when they were on Battlefield earlier, we got to see the importance of, okay, I can use these platforms to extend combos, but I got to also use them to land comfortably. If there even is a character that can get up there with me, I have platforms right here to cover myself. The spring, I believe, is like frame 3 or 4. Sonic can get the heck out of the way, but for those characters that can get up there with them, you have the comfortability, the presence of mind to go for that. But you don't quite have that as much here anymore. Landing with the anvil and shielding on top. What can't Enderman do, my God? Whoa!
It's the reason why he's here for a reason. So good at just being where he wants to be when. Tried very much to get that grab. I like that opportunity to go and get these grabs, but unfortunately doesn't find it, and it's just escaping. Now you are completely out of range of any of that connecting. All you had to do was DI out, but no, I'm surprised we didn't see a little bit of a homing attack come in to finish that stock. Would have been the deal. Unfortunately, Raph, I feel, just is playing a little safe and doesn't want to risk taking out that stock from his own.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much respect I feel like Raph is showing Pocket, and for good reason too, especially when the Minecraft table is where it needs to be, and I got the right tools on my kit. You know, you don't want to go off stage for forwarder too early. Again, you know, I can try to cart out of that. I can go for like forwarder out of it. But then also the moments where you're trying to ledge trap and then Pocket lands with Anvil. Once Anvil's in play, it's like, okay, I got to back off of respect because there's a chance you might swing off of that, and I don't want to be on the receiving end of that move either. So great stuff right here on Raph. But was able to bring it back towards even footing when it comes to stocks. Percent's a slightly different story, but if they can turn one hit into many hits, they might be able to bring themselves back into this.
Yep, it's far from over. I love the use of homing attack. I want to see it more, especially when you have the crafting being done here from the side of Enderman, because it does have a little bit of lag when you are crafting, right? You got to let that animation end. So if we can have a little bit of bait punish coming in from Raph, this is far from over, and I think he's making these adjustments so well. You're going to see a lot of that. Sonic, man, he's a hedgehog. He's a small dude. He's going to be able to squeeze under there, especially when he's in his ball form. Sometimes sliding right in is going to be good. You already know that that anvil's going to land, and the cart's going to run you over.
I mean, they just always have options to keep Sonic out of their airspace. And I think this is something Raph is really going to struggle to work around. I get that hit on the top, whether it be nair, whether it be up throw. I can't go for up throw immediately because I have to always pay attention to the looming threat of anvil on the way down. Forward air, of course, not quite as prevalent as we've seen it in the set prior. Pocket knows the win condition here, working around everything that Raph's bringing to the table. Wait a minute, one more time in the corner. Let's see what they're going to do right now to maybe bring this thing back a little bit more even, or maybe extend the lead. Now, Pocket, of course, again, X marks the spot. The execution is certainly here. Every time they swing, it seems like it either is in conjunction with some sort of setup coming soon, or they're just getting raw damage.
There it is, though. Speaking of damage, that one's gotta hurt. I like Raph immediately getting rid of that crafting table. Use as many of those materials as possible. And you already know what time it is when you're on a platform. Sonic's going to extend that to 38%. And we're back. But, oh, my gosh. I mean, that was a little bit of quite an overcommitment. You were definitely going to get swung for that one. Pocket letting you know, hey, man, don't you dare trying to do that ever again. But as I'm saying that, the falling nair into these up airs connecting. I love it. The damage is racking up, and now we're on an even game, Rod.
Ourselves an even game. I was a little afraid that this was going to happen right here. Pocket, of course. I mean, I feel like their mentality is, let me get the lead, and let me hold on to it. Let me make it just impossible for you to come back. But, you know, again, if there's a will, there's most certainly a way. And on Raph's behalf, they have certainly the options to bring themselves back to even footing. No, phenomenal DI, 115%. I'm still in this joint right here. Too far away right here. I'm too gifted on foot to worry about the cart from that distance. Okay.
I really like that he's making his own little home. Yep, I was like, you're going to run right in. That was a perfect open-armed sesame right there. That bread looking so good, okay? The target, the lunch was served, and the window is open and cracked and ready for Raph to contest using the iframes of the spin dash that I've been wanting to see to get through that cart. Unfortunately, though, it just runs back to the others. How many houses do you have?
I mean, this might be a realtor right here if I've ever seen one myself. I got many houses, okay?
Yeah,
go ahead and pick you. Oh, my goodness, but dropping the anvil from above. Again, not quite getting the opportunity they're looking for. Raph, of course, backing off, playing this one very, very safe. We're coming up on the final moments right here of game number 1. And right now, Pockets, I got this. Let me just keep building up this wall. Let me just keep disengaging and force you to play my game. Wait a minute. Hold on now.
Everybody wait, you know that up smash is on deck. At any point, you can't go over Enderman. I can't go under. That front smash can go through those walls, so a little bit careful, Raph, because any moment something's gonna happen. You got 26 seconds on the clock. Try getting his up air, but went a little bit too high. Knock him out, stall the time just a little more, and tried to get the up smash on the shield, but let me tell you, that Diamond just way too powerful and quick.
Diamond is just too powerful right there in that matchup, but that was a wonderful idea that Raph was bringing. He said, look, I'm pretty sure you're gonna land on this top platform. That's kind of my calling. That's my time to strive. But unfortunately, just a little late on the swing. Of course, you know, when I got my diamonds and stuff on lock, things start to become a couple frames quicker. Things start to become a little bit more strong. And that right there is just the perfect storm right there for disaster on Raph's behalf. So, of course, Pocket's going to go up a game. Let's see how this game number 2 is going to work. The adjustments definitely need to be there if you're Raph. Again, this character definitely does well in this matchup, in my personal opinion. Oh, no platforms. Wonder what the idea behind this was. I don't know what it was, but I know what I'm looking at here. There's a lot of damage early on, not even 10 seconds in, already taking 45%.
I like that your tone kind of described my exact reaction to seeing Final Destination. We're going to see a lot more iron here built up very quickly. I don't really know how Sonic is supposed to land on Final Destination. We're seeing it already, using the maneuvering options from Spin Dash. Tried landing it with the up air on the safe zone, but that parry not even going to make it matter. But that iframe going through the carts, making in some up air damage and stopping Enderman from even having a moment to make his wall. I like the idea of the homing attack. Do not let him start building.
No, don't even do it. If you can apply that pressure, or at least use your movement options to, you know, apply a little bit of a threat, definitely keep locking in on that regard. But Raph, of course, here has a different game plan at hand. That's maybe get Pocket off stage. I mean, they've shown a lot of success with that versus Icy Mist. Maybe looking to rinse and reap. Oh! Oh my goodness,
I don't even know how you're alive. That must be part of the hero story or something. But you are okay and you are living. Now, I love that. The down there to mix it up, not put yourself in disadvantage. Iframes, so once again coming into play to get through that cart.
That's like the third-party air dodge, just, you know, privilege right there that him and Snake both have. They say we was original third party. We wasn't DLC, okay? You had to fight to get us. And we got that good air dodge right there for the coverage. Whoa, early on the up smash, though. Pocket understanding Raph does a lot of jumping in, and for good reason, of course. Some of those arrows pretty darn safe on shield and very hard to read. A little early on the swing, taking a quick 40%. Raph has the lead. We know the vibes. What are they going to do right here to extend the lead? Up throw? No, back throw. Up throw's coming soon, though, to a stream near you.
Looks like the movie is definitely playing now as we have an edge guard situation here. The block's coming through. Good luck getting through that zone. It's quite a fiery hit. And now we got some crispy hedgehogs controlling the stage and making even more damage. Some credit before you can get yourself hit. Now, obviously, a lighter character Sonic will be able to get out of that mojo and find himself just another nair into these fairs. They're so clean. I love the baits with the up airs having a very, very similar bit of anti-aerial as a bait to get in on Enderman.
Oh, word. I'm very curious to see what Pocket's going to do to maybe, you know, get through some of these anti-air options that I feel like Wrath has been just showcasing so well. It's like just some of the rare moments where I feel like Wrath is like, okay, I'm going to just kind of cool my jets, let you jump in first. I'm either going to try to bait out Anvil, whatever the case may be. They have the right option on the ready. Again, another one where they're technically not an anti-air, but they are standing above them. There's another forward air through the blocks. Pocket right now bleeding out a little bit, looking to disengage a bit more, but again, does have Diamond on deck. Uh-oh, well,
Oh, you had Diamond,
Whoa.
but there you go, knocking it out. I need a new shovel, so I need you to just kind of leave the stage, please. Thank you so much. All right, got it back, and now we're back in business indeed.
About to suit and tie this thing here. Okay, another homing attack. And again, Wrath giving us some of that less is more sort of play style. The offstage gameplay not quite working is what we've seen in some of the sets prior, but very smart to go for like a down tilt into something or a nair into something. Just making sure you get that good initial hit to make sure that you can get that guaranteed damage, because overextending versus Pocket is not the gameplay that you certainly need to play.
Now, I feel like Wrath is quite forgetting the disjoint that is on these up airs.
Yeah,
right? Every
yeah.
time he tries to land on Enderman, he's getting hit every single time, and he's like, why aren't these nairs connecting? Well, my man, it's because there's no hitbox there. So
That's
gotta
right.
kind of contest and be careful. Take a little bit of an option out of your own book, because you are not landing on this character. You gotta find yourself a way to be comfortable and then rebuttal afterwards, just like the use of these homing attacks.
Oh, yeah. Homing attack is getting busy here in a big way. Pocket is not really with the answer for homing attack, but that doesn't really seem to matter because they have the lead TNT into cart, but great DI nonetheless once more from Wrath, showcasing the survivability and how important that is at a moment's notice, because again, character like Steve, they can explode at any moment. You need to be ready to DI in any direction to bring yourself back into this. 46% right now, no Cardigan.
Uh-oh.
Oh!
Yeah, 75 frames of lag.
Yeah.
Not sure if that's the actual number, actually, and I've been playing this character for a long time, but we know it's quite a lot.
It's quite a bit. It's quite a bit of lag right there. Wrath, not exactly sure what the game plan needs to be to bring themselves into this. I mean, they played so well despite not having any platforms on that stage. I thought for sure that they were going to close it out a bit more. No platforms. Obviously, we're not extending as many combos, but the turnaround is that, hey, when I'm playing the floor is lava, if I can go for like an empty jump into something, force you to go for Anvil first, then I can go for my guaranteed damage. But that didn't quite play out the way Wrath expected it to. Pocket going up 2 games. One more game, and Pocket's going to punch that ticket back to Grand Finals again. Maybe not on the side of bracket that they were looking to be on, but Grand Finals nonetheless.
Yes, and doing a fantastic showing as to why he belongs there. I mean, up 2-0, and he's looking comfortable. These ladders continuing to rise up to the heavens and bringing him into his final match. But Wrath might have something to say about that, as he does have that 8% lead, and in a matchup like this, it does make a big deal.
It does. Any piece of lead, any bit of lead is definitely a lead that you need to take and try to milk for everything that is worth.
What an air dodge. That's such a Smash 4 moment.
Right.
The way that my man just flew up to the air, and you will see that a lot, the way that Sonic can use the walls of the bricks and blocks to kind of maneuver a way around it, gives him a little bit of a momentum boost. And we'll have this weird animation, but sometimes it does work against them, as we saw there.
Oh, yeah. Now, speaking of weird animations, man, just putting the blocks at the ledge and forcing Sonic to have to readjust their recovery, if there even is such a thing. Usually, Sonic can come back to the ledge pretty uncontested due to how quick Spring is and the distance, the trajectory of that move, and how much distance they can cover back to the ledge. But putting those blocks there definitely throws a wrench in the recovery plan. Whoa! Okay, nothing off the down air.
Oh my God!
TNT, my God!
How much tools you got? Now you got a spring too. Now we can talk about the ban, okay?
Yes,
you
we
got
can.
yourself a spring too. That's even more of a problem. And Wrath definitely not liking that he was able to use his own tool against them. Still alive though, 150%. A lot of rage on Sonic, and that's where he can be quite threatening.
Like that there from Wrath, trying to check that temperature with that jab of theirs, but even with the delay, Pocket, of course, is one step ahead of the competition. I guess in this case, one jump ahead right here. Noah Aladdin, great stuff, getting them up off of that block and one stock closer to closing this set out. Whoa, wait a minute. What you doing above Sonic the Hedgehog, though? That ain't where you're supposed to be.
Not at all, and it looks like he doesn't even matter at this point. He's feeling so comfortable, but don't get too comfortable. Sonic can run away with something very, very quickly. Yeah, good luck teching that, because you are straight out. That fist is quite large, gonna knock you out of that blast zone. We're now at a 2-2. moment here. A little bit of an advantage on the side of Pocket, the damage racking up to 70, but still knocking on these doors and hopefully still alive. But great DI, Wrath staying alive and getting to that corner.
I think that's kind of the dichotomy, that's the duality right here. Both of these two players, you know, Wrath is certainly knocking on doors, looking for something on the other side, where Pocket said, I'm not knocking on any open doors anymore. If it's open, I'm coming through for the damage. And I think Pocket's doing a really good job right now of disengaging when they're supposed to and crafting that table up. Now it's time to fight, because I can F smash through these blocks and I can get busy at the ledge. There's your forward throw. I'm going to build a block up. Oh, homing attack though.
Sonic's got a lot of options off stage. Once again, if you're not shielding, you already know that homing attack is going to expose you. I like the threat that Wrath is making here, because trying to get over these blocks and trying to bait an actual commitment coming in on from Pocket like these up smashes, but not finding it. The nose, though, does smell out some attacks. And finding here, I like the spacing. Wrath playing a lot more like that Icy Mist set we saw earlier.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, definitely got to tap into some of that ideology, you know, and what I really mean by that is just the patience. You know, you have to have patience right here versus Pocket, and especially versus the characters that they play. Patience, of course, is certainly a virtue here.
Oh
yes,
gosh!
Good things come to those who wait. I knew you were going to show your hand. An up smash, marking the spot. That was one of those up smash misses that they definitely wanted to make sure that they were able to capture and not rinse and repeat from what we've seen in that last game. Up throw, though, there it is. Final stock right here on both of these two talented individuals.
I love that Sonic showcasing why he's dang fast, using that spin dash to get right through from the burst option of that fully charged spin dash and getting some damage too. I like the defense play, looking a lot cleaner. Getting rid of that crafting table, not going to call it on the side of Pocket. I mean, he wants to hold on to as much material as possible for this last stock to get himself that diamond, cooked it up, and now, though, not going to get a damage because you have Sonic that is unfortunately not going to make his way through. You're just not fast enough.
No platforms to land is Wrath, and unfortunately took a lot of damage getting back onto center stage. There's the block, no homing attack right there to try to maneuver around. I actually like to just go for the jump here this time. No cart. I'm a little too fast for that homing. Homing attack creating himself some distance, but who's gonna reach out and grab that victory right now? You can see again, I'm disengaging, getting my table together. We're not seeing it that all. Whoa, wait a minute, another one, don't jump.
All right, no panicking coming in from Wrath. Good stuff, staying calm, leaving the moment and saying, all right, I understand, it's not my house. I'll come back another time. I love that angle, just completely using the spin dash jump to kind of carry his way and grab Enderman outside of that minecart. And now a little bit of an aggressive moment coming in from Enderman. And look at how much can you avoid?
No!
You just wait the stall, the back air, he's alive.
Oh, I beg your pardon? Wrath right there with the phenomenal situational awareness when I thought, I mean, again, Anvil catching the upbeat, no hitbox on recovery. Then, of course, setting the blocks up at the ledge to try to come out with the dash attack of some sort. Still not enough to get the job done. Matt starting to trail on, but for how much longer can this really go? 2 games on Pocket's behalf. We're not seeing the offstage presence that we've seen in some of those earlier sets right here from Wrath, and for smart reasons here. Definitely don't want to be on the receiving end of like a nair or possibly a forward air right here. When I had gold on lock. Yeah, what reaction time is definitely there too.
Oh, how much you got much left, man? Okay, those materials are running just a little bit low, and this might just be maybe the plan that he wanted, but you might not get that up smash up in time again. Sonic's move starts so slow, and that's why Enderman just might be faster than Sonic in this case, running away with that set.
We'll take it. Cart right there, getting it done again. It leans into those explosive options that I feel like we forget that the Minecraft characters have. We get so caught up in the crafting and the swinging big or the out-swinging you because now things are a couple frames faster. But when I have the gold, when I have that diamond, you still have to watch out for cart. It can be used as a mix-up as a command grab, but I think in a last hit situation,